He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus coming to town, oh yeah. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
So good morning. Hello, how is everybody doing? I got my scarf on today, but it's not because my hair is a mess. It's because I got a treatment going on in my hair, and I'm trying to like keep it in. Like, I don't like using plastic caps, so I'm gonna just use my scarf because, like, again, I really don't care about this scarf. So anyway, today's video is just gonna be randomness, you know. It's nothing in particular that it's nothing in particular that I'm really going to be doing today. It's just like random stuff. Like, it might be around the house stuff. I was going to for today's vlog, I was just gonna like go into a little bit of detail explaining because yesterday I did have a doctor's appointment, and that doctor's appointment I had, I was going to it was a follow-up from my surgery. So I know I'm going to like explain what the surgery was that I got and why I got that surgery. Yeah, I'll probably go into detail with that a little bit later. Just give you all like a quick overview of what I've been going through, and like this is the main reason why I go so hard with my vegan vegetarian diet. This is why I'm like so into the gym and everything like that, so you could get a better understanding of like, okay, this is why she goes to the gym daily, this is why she eats like this daily, and this is why I record it, because I don't want to ever have a slip up again and feel like how I was feeling the reason why I had to go through all of this. So I know y'all probably like, ew, like, I'm so tired of seeing her go to the gym, like that's all she do, or oh, I'm so tired of seeing her vegetarian food or her liquid diet, because the ew, like, I'm tired of seeing it. But if you understood, you probably won't get tired of seeing it. Like, if you just that type of person, then yeah, you will get tired, but at least give you an understanding, so you won't be like, okay, she's doing the same stuff over and over again. But yeah, so that's that. It is so gloomy outside today. Like, let me turn around. You can't really see, but it's just so ugly out today. Coming back real quick just to give an explanation on what my surgery was about. Since 2010, I've been having issues with my stomach, and at first I just thought it was an upset stomach and I paid it no mind, but come to find out, the pain got so bad that I had to go to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, I was told it's diverticulitis, meaning it was an inflammation in the intestines, and they was just like, these pockets had started to form through weak spots in the colon, and whenever something got stuck in those pockets, it would just cause like a really bad infection, and it'd feel like a stabbing pain, like I wanted to die. But yeah, when they first told me about it, I really didn't they didn't give me a lot of information. They just said you have diverticulitis, and this was like in 2010 or 2011. But yeah, they told me I had diverticulitis, and because I went to the ER, they told me that, and pretty much she just sent me on my way home. She gave me, what was it, the antibiotics, Cipro and Flagyl. Remember that name. But they gave me Cipro and Flagyl, and they gave me Percocets for the pain. So took that, and that was it. So a couple of months later, I'm feeling this pain again, the same pain. And when I felt the pain, I was just like, okay, this pain is so familiar. Let me go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room again, and again, it's the diverticulitis. They give me morphine while I'm in the hospital. They wanted to admit me, but I was like, no, I don't want to be admitted. So they just gave me the Cipro and Flagyl, gave me a prescription for Percocet, and sent me home. Again, they did not send me home with any information. So I just kept having these issues, and I kept going to the emergency room. I was going to the emergency room, like, real talk, about 5 times a month for 6 months. And I did not know what was going on until like this one doctor, they was like, well, matter of fact, it wasn't the doctor, it was the nurse. And the nurse was like, well, what have you been eating? Like, what do you eat? And before, what I used to eat as a snack, I would eat like the dried cranberries and almonds. I would eat that. For lunch, I would because it was like a Chinese carryout next door to my job. So I would only, what's that stuff called? The sesame chicken. That was the only thing that they had that was good that I would eat. So I'm like, okay. And then I would go to Burger King, and again, those buns had sesame seeds. So come to find out, the almonds I could not have. And then I would be going to Chipotle, and when I go to Chipotle, I would get the corn salsa. So pretty much I was not able to be eating those things. So seeds, nuts, corn, all of those were like non-digestible items that would pretty much, it wouldn't fully digest. So when it would try to pass through, it would get stuck in one of those pockets. So I'm like, okay, this is horrible. So I cut that out of my diet. And I was doing good. Like, I was really doing good for a while. They had me go to a specialist. The specialist was just like, oh, well, you don't need to, you know, a lot of people need surgery. You don't need surgery. So I'm like, okay. Fast forward to, this is 2011. Fast forward to 2013. 2013, I'm having this all too familiar pain again. And at this point, I wasn't able to go to the hospital because of the job that I had. They weren't really flexible with me when it came to that. So I was going to like urgent care because at the time I had Kaiser Permanente. And you know, their urgent care centers is like, it's just like a mini hospital. So I would go to urgent care. I was so familiar with the pain. I even told them, I was just like, yeah, it's diverticulitis. And they're like, well, how do you know? I said, because I've been going through this. I've been going through this since 2010. So I know what it, like they didn't even have to do a CT scan. They didn't do a CT scan or nothing. I told them what it was. What did they do? They prescribed to me Cipro, Flagyl, and Percocet for the pain. Now, because I've been going through this so much, and they keep prescribing the same thing, my body started becoming immune to the Cipro and Flagyl. So the Cipro and the Flagyl stopped working at a point in time. And I was feeling this really bad pain. And I was supposed to go to my follow-up appointment. Went to my follow-up appointment. They did a CT scan. And I was telling her, I'm like, this pain hurts. Like, I've been taking the Cipro and Flagyl for a week. This pain is killing me. They did the she had me go down. They did a CT scan. When they did the CT scan, they was just like, okay, you could go back to work. So I'm on my way back to work. Like, I'm like, okay, fine. As I'm on my way back to work, someone from the hospital, not the hospital, but someone from Kaiser Permanente, they called me and they was just like, you need to come back and you need to go to urgent care because we saw an abscess that needs to get taken care of right now. So go back to the Kaiser Permanente, the urgent care center, and I'm there. Like, they're giving me all types of pain medicine, and they're looking at the scan because the doctor on call, she was looking at the scan and she was just like, yeah, like it was so chaotic that day, but she just had this attitude like, yeah, okay, you're gonna have to go to the hospital and we're gonna have to send you to surgery. And then she just walked out. So I'm freaking out like, oh my God, I need surgery. But so they had to transport me from the Kaiser Permanente all the way to Washington Hospital Center, and they did it with an ambulance. So I went there. By the time they got me admitted, I was just like balled up, curled up in pain, crying and screaming. Like, that was just unreal. So they wouldn't let me eat anything. I remember I went into the hospital on Thursday night. They didn't let me eat until Saturday night. Okay, they were giving me the intravenous antibiotics, and they kept giving me something for pain, but they was giving me that through the IV too. So when I was able to eat, they gave me something small and soft to tolerate. So I did that. Once they saw that I tolerated that, they started giving me the pills. They were giving me the Percocet and the pills. So they did that. I was gone for like, I came home, because I remember it was Super Bowl Sunday when I had came home, and this is like 2014 now. Super Bowl Sunday, came home, and I was doing good. Doing good, keeping up, diet's fine. Then it got down to it where I had my baby. When I had him, it was like right after I had him, had to go back into the hospital again for this. And it got to the point where I had like, I was just getting tired of it. Like, I'm going in and out of the hospital. I was getting tired of it. So I switched insurance companies, and my husband was seeing a doctor who was also a GI specialist. So I went to see him, and when I went to see him, I was telling him everything that I was going through, and I'm like, yeah, I keep having diverticulitis. Like, do I need surgery? Like, what is going on with me? And this doctor, he was just like, he said, have you considered smoking weed? And I'm like I'm looking like, you trying to set me up? But he was just like, yeah. He said, you're too young to have diverticulitis. 9 times out of 10, he was like, it's just irritable bowel syndrome. It's IBS. So he prescribed me something, and he gave me something for my anxiety. So I was taking that for a while, and I was doing good. Changed my diet. I was very conscious of what I ate. Then fast forward to, what was it, 2017 now. So we went to the beach for my birthday, which is in August. So it was like August 18th, we went to the beach for my birthday. My birthday is August 16th. So I had like, hubby made me he grilled a really pretty steak for me. So I had that. And at the time, I was just like into pickles heavy. I don't know why, I just had this craving for pickles. Like, I just had to have the salt. My weight has spiked all the way up to 230 something pounds. Went to the beach, ate steak, drank, had my little vodkas and cranberries and stuff. Like, I was just having a good old time. And like, we came home on Sunday. That Monday, I wasn't feeling it. I just felt like I wanted to die. And it was just like, I felt so nauseous at the time. And I thought nothing of it because like, at this point in time, I was drinking really heavy. So I'm like, okay, I'm just nauseous from that. That's all that it is. It got to the point where that night, I picked my husband up from the train station, and that night I just could not stop throwing up. And I told my husband, take me to the hospital now. So he took me to the hospital. They said it's diverticulitis, and they had to admit me. So this one surgeon that I met, he was like, okay, you got an abscess, and we're gonna do X, Y, Z just to see how you're feeling. So I said, okay, cool. He helped me out. And again, Cipro and Flagyl is what they gave me, but they didn't give me anything for pain. So I was taking the Cipro and Flagyl, and I remember I had got discharged on a Saturday. The kids went back to school that Tuesday. That Tuesday, I was like, I can't do this. Something is going on. And I just had like this really bad pain every time I would go to the bathroom. It would hurt so bad. Like, it felt worse than a bladder infection. And I'm like, I know it's not a bladder infection because I was doing everything right. So I went back to the hospital. They did another CT scan, and in the CT scan, they found 2 abscesses, and one was so close. It was like really close to my bladder. So that's where the pain was coming from with that CT scan. And then they found another one, which is why I wasn't able to eat anything. So they went in and they put these 2 tubes in. That first doctor that I saw when I went to the hospital the last time, he was just like, wow, I thought everything would be good with the medication. But he was just like, I'm gonna be for real with you. He said, you need to get surgery. He said, because for you to be having these issues, and I'm only 33. He's like, for you to be having these issues at such a young age, it was like, it needs to get taken care of. So they put the tube in, they put 2 tubes in me. And 1 tube was connected to each abscess. So one abscess, it drained. It drained perfectly. It was fine. The second abscess had not gone down, and that was the one that was closest to my bladder. So they kept the tube in. This was in September. Kept the tube in, and I was just in so much pain from that tube. Y'all excuse me, that's my baby. I was in so much pain from this tube, and I just looked horrible. But I got the surgery in October. So I had that tube in me from late August, early September until October 24th is when I got my surgery, the colon resection, where they cut out the sigmoid colon. So they cut out a piece of my colon, and then they connected the 2 remaining pieces together to make it whole again. My biggest fear getting that surgery is I was like, I don't want to end up with one of those bags where they have to create a stoma and hook the bag up to where like the waste would go into the bag. And that was like my biggest fear, and I was crying like, this is why I didn't want to get the surgery. But now I'm glad that I got it because I don't feel those stomach pains. Again, I'm a lot more conscious of what I eat and what I put into my body. I'm trying to be vegan, but right now it's vegetarian, which is going great. And yeah, no other problems. I don't have stomach pains anymore, but I'm taking everything slowly. So yeah, that's my story on why. That's my story on why I needed to get surgery, because of my stomach. But yeah, my son is always getting into something. But anyway, so that was my story. Thank you for watching. I hope that this helps anybody else that's probably going through this. And comment any questions that you might have for me. Alrighty, dighty. So thank you, and you guys have a lovely day.